Dead by Daylight. How to survive/kill to the fullest. Dead by Daylight puts friends in the shoes of four unfortunate teenagers in a /flick-inspired game that pins them against a seemingly all-powerful foe. However, as if breaking the horror flick trend, both sides do have chances to prevail, but the game proves this is going to be a tough ride. Starbreeze Studios' Dead by Daylight has just been released last month for the PC, ending months of waiting for horror enthusiasts waiting for another cooperative game akin to Left 4 Dead or Evolve. However, unlike the aforementioned games, Dead by Daylight relives the /flick trope and puts players in the unfortunate shoes of survivors, or the force that will end them. The gameplay is simple. Survivors will have to avoid the killer and escape the map. They can do this by avoiding obstacles, surveying the area, and try to activate for generators that activates a mode of exit. The killer will have to stop them using a variety of tools including hooks, traps and weapons. Just like any other /flick, the journey is not that easy. However, unlike first impressions where survivors are always on the losing side, the four supposedly weak players actually have a shot against the killer. And the killer has a lot of unique ways to outsmart his rather elusive victims. However, there is a workaround past these complications. Survivors' heroics are a no-go. The odds are already against the survivors in the game, but mechanics also give them an edge. Survivors are played from a third-person perspective, which gives them the ability to quickly survey the surroundings. This gives them the ability to see the killer and avoid him. The idea of being four against a killer also encourages teamwork, but this may be the survivor's ultimate weakness. It might seem a good idea to help a teammate trapped on a hook, or a teammate helpless in a bear trap, but it also leaves heroes wide open for a fresh kill. Despite the task's rather very tedious and slow nature, generators take a lot of time to get fixed. For instance, this may be the way to go. If teammates prove to be a liability, move away from them and make way for another generator. The other survivors will thank this player later. Players who best know their surroundings also tend to survive and prevail. Players should get to know their area as soon as the game starts to give them exit plans when they are cornered by the killer. The next best mode of action is to assess the kind of threat players are dealing with, which are easily seen with hooks. Trappers have a lot of strings. The Wraith has white bandages, while the Hillbilly has piping machinations around them. A good hint are sounds as well, given a clank may hint the presence of a trapper, the chainsaw engine for a Hillbilly, or a bell for the Wraith. And despite the threat the killer poses, actions that might lead to a player's death may even help the rest of the team. For instance, failed skill checks on certain actions can trigger attracting noises, like a sharp hiss from the generator, or a yelp of help. While this can attract the killer, this can also be used to mislead him. Players can purposefully fail quick-time events and use this chance to go to another objective, like another generator, to make time and confuse the killer. At this point, playing solo for now may even be the best choice. The mutual objective by 4 soloing players means their instincts will always try to help them survive, and the game works that way. For instance, players always have to option to leave a generator while it is being fixed, as the progress bar stops where it was left off. This gives other players a chance to continue the previous player's progress, thus allowing them to have rotations. Despite the primary goal activating the 4 generators, it is also good to just even activate 2. Being the last survivor with at least 2 generators activated will open the random trap door in the area that grants exit, giving survivors a chance to win the game. For a brief background of the survivors: Dwight, the leader type and always cautious. Dwight players best work with teams and receive speed bonuses in the presence of other teammates. Meg, the sprinter and the scout. Meg players are silent and quick on the run, making them good choices for those who want extra bursts of speed in the presence of danger. Jake, calm and collected. Jake players are good starting players, as Jake's independence makes him a good solo player. Jake players can sabotage traps without the presence of a toolkit, which is a handy skill. Killer.At, a helping hand and a friend. Killer.At players are similar to Dwight players, only that she can heal herself without using healing items. Killer.At is a good choice for lasting sessions. Killer, hunting with instinct killers already have the advantage given their brute strength, their incapacity to die, and their unrelenting presence in the game. However, their first-person view gives them limited viewing area, and obstacles have to be destroyed unless they are willing to go around them. This slows them down, like how any monstrous killer in flash flicks. However, there is more to a killer than what meets the eye. Killers may initially want to wait for unfortunate survivors, or to watch the ones caught in hooks in order to pursue rescuers, but this takes time and is not a good idea. Instead, the killer should ambush generator sites, and even wait away from these strategic areas so survivors will not be able to hear heartbeats. Skilled killers should also be able to understand drawbacks their characters possesses. For instance, the loud noises of a hillbilly's chainsaw and the Wraith's bell can give survivors a head start, and the traps set by trappers can be noticed and are easier to avoid. For more strategies for each killer: trappers. Cunning trappers rely on traps to lure in their prey. A good play is to set up bear traps close to hooks in order to speed up sacrifice. Good trappers set traps not just near hooks or generators, but in the paths leading to them that deny survivors the chance to complete their objectives. If trappers plan to chase their targets, the good trap spot is a carefully planned corner during a chase. Wraiths, given their ability to be invisible, Wraiths are a good way to get to know the area and get close to survivors to make the kill. While his bell may give off his presence, a good way to add a bit of psychological warfare in the mix is to keep ringing the bell to distract survivors. Keeping them on the ropes if you are near or far, or visible or invisible, is a good way to distract them into being off guard. Hillbilly, luring survivors to dead ends before activating the chainsaw, is a good way to ensuring the kill. However, Given that his chainsaw charge is difficult to control, the Hillbilly could use this as a distraction.